Hello guys, we're starting back in the Machelania woods to get Kimarhi's sigil for a celestial weapon. And I can't believe I didn't start the episode with, "Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy X." I kind of was in the middle of the first sentence being like, wait, I didn't start how I usually do. But you approach this blue butterfly, and for this one you're going to want to run back to a butterfly that spawns behind you, which is very tricky. And then just run up along this area, sticking to the path I show you. And I mean, you can make mistakes, like this is all a winning run, so you can hit like one butterfly, but like obviously you're under a timer, so the less distractions you have, the better. Now, I should have mentioned this as well in like a previous episode, but we're obviously capturing all the monsters, right? And we're kind of at a level where, you know, the further back we go on the world map, like back to Mihen, back to Besaid, you know, you're not getting enough AP to get any sort of levels. But if you have, let's say, Riku's capture weapon, and you equip it with the ability Distill Mana, you can basically allow for any fiend you fight to drop mana spheres. And basically, we're using the mana spheres we collect to power up our Aeon Anima for another late game reason. But completing this one, the butterfly race, we get the teleport sphere as our prize, and then you move over to the next area from this one, and you can do another blue butterfly race, which is pretty good. And then running along this way, again avoiding the red butterflies, and collecting the blue ones. Just follow the path I go here. And again, you know, this isn't by no means a perfect run. I literally cut out, I'd say, half an hour of footage on each one. So it took me over an hour of just doing these races over and over and over again to get this right. But what's really important with this one in particular is you're going to have to stop really suddenly before the end, because if you run off the screen, even if you win the race, you have to redo it again before you collect the prize. But yeah, by this point I was getting really sick of all these battles. I just was like, let me finish these, let me just win and get back to the race and stay focused. But again, once you collect this last butterfly here, don't take another step, because you could run into the next screen and lose your prize. But run back to the chest there, and we have the Saturn Sigil. Try saying that 10 times fast. But yeah, so that's another celestial weapon completely completed. We have Kimarhi's celestial weapon done. Last episode we got Yuna, Tidus, and Lulu's weapons done. And this episode we're going to hopefully get Riku and Auron's done today as well. But again, keeping in mind that, I suppose just for people that have skipped other parts of the series, we collected Kimarhi's original crest in Mount Gagazet. We powered up our spear to half its power to unlock Ixion's break damage limit. And now that it's at full power, we have our full powered celestial weapon on show. The Spirit Lance is super cool. Break damage limit, triple overdrive, double AP, and evade and counter. I would rather it had like evade and counter and magic counter personally, but what is one to do? Or like, you know, 1 MP cost or something, because like Kimarhi does have pretty good magic and stuff, and he could be on other people's grids to do magic damage. But this one is the particular code we used, God Hand, typing it into the airship. You get this area, which is actually the base of the Mushroom Rock Road, and follow along this little corridor. And down here we have the celestial weapon for Riku, God Hand, which is like the namesake of the password. And I was thinking about this before I was like editing the videos. And what's really interesting is just how all the different characters, like weapon locations and sigil and crest locations, are really to do with their character. Like, Riku gets this weapon through using the airship, which is like what we first done with her in like salvaging in the underwater ruins and stuff. And, you know, the Operation Mayhem was obviously a big Albed, you know, Machina investment. And that's where we collect, you know, Riku's God Hand is on the way to Operation Mayhem. And then we have her crest and sigil, which are actually both in the Beaconel Desert, where home was. And like this is actually across the board for nearly all the characters. Waka's crest and sigil are to do with Blitzball, and we get his world champion. We're going to get that next episode in Luca, again, the city of Blitzball. Auron's weapon was in the Mian High Road. We're going to see that here today, but just a glimpse. This is what I'm doing. I'm like collecting loads of MP spheres and then just boosting Anima's MP, because we're going to need to have her spam a particularly powerful magic spell later in the game, and so having the most MP we can while not leveling up Yuna too much is 100% what we're going to want to do. And again, down here we have, enemies that we need to capture with. So after a good while of just capturing, running around back and forth, we're going to go back to the airship. And we're going to actually, I was humming and hawing about whether to move on with the story a little bit, but we're actually going to have a few minutes of cutscenes in a bit. We're going to go to the High Bridge, return to see Maester Mika and confront him about the fact that, we've killed Unaleska. There is no final Aeon. So, like, what's the next move? And just go to the priest or the High Court of Yevon and see what they want to do. So I'm going to just stop while we have these cutscenes play, and I'll continue to talk about the different sigils and the character meaning a bit later on. But I was just showing you guys here that, we spend so much time grinding against Machina here for our Mega Phoenixes, but even with extra encounters and 4 times speed, there's no encounters in this area at all.
Infidel!
Man, don't these guys ever give up?
You regret showing your face here. We'll strike you down in the name of Yevon.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so guys...
If they want to fight, let's give them one!
Prepare to charge!
Stop!
Captain?
Lady Yuna is not to be harmed. She's no traitor. That is an evil rumor spread by the Al Bhed. What? Maester Mika himself told me.
Then, what are we to do?
Stand down! As she says. What was that about evil Al Bhed? I do not understand it myself. All Yevon seems to be in a state of confusion. Why, yesterday, they called me out of the blue and made me captain of the guard.
Short on believers?
Yes, the chaos in the temples is worse than I'd imagined. It's horrible. And all the priests do is blame each other. I worry what will become of Yevon. But no! I must be the rock that stands against the swirling tides, right? Lady Yuna, I must tell you, your courage has been a great inspiration to me.
Yeah, that's great, but we came here to see Maester Mika. Is he here?
Yes, I shall arrange an audience. Please wait in the courtroom. Hey! Hey! Wait! What was all that about the Al Bhed lying and stuff?
Simple. Yuna has become Micah's only hope.
Oh... Okay.
Just what does he think he can get away with?
Time to teach him some manners.
Yes, that's...
Why are you here? You must go and defeat sin quickly. You have obtained the final Aeon from Unaleska, have you not?
Well, we did meet her.
We fought and defeated her.
What?
Summoners and Guardians will be sacrificed for the final summoning no more.
You have profaned and subverted a 1,000-year-old tradition. Fools! Infants! Do you realize what you've done? You've taken away the only means of calming sin.
Hey, maybe that's not the only way. We think we've got another.
Why? Preposterous! There is no other way!
The Grand Maester running away?
Spira has lost its only hope. Destruction is inevitable. Yu Yevon's spiral of death will consume us all. I have no desire to watch Spira die.
It won't die.
Who is this Yu Yevon guy?
Lady Yunalesca also mentioned him.
Wait, Gramps! Who's Yu Yevon?
He who crafts the souls of the dead into unholy armor. An armor called Sin. Clad in it, Yu Yevon is invincible. And the only thing that could have pierced that armor, you have destroyed. Nothing can stop it now.
Disappear on us, will you? Rotten son of a trooper.
Where is the Grand Maester?
He's not here yet. How long must we wait?
That's odd. I'll go look for His Grace.
It's you.
Come to my room. Okay.
Who you talking to?
Oh, no one.
I must go see the Faith.
I see.
Hello. I must thank you for the Aeon.
So what's up?
So, have you found a way to truly defeat sin?
Well...
Well?
We fight Yu Yevon.
Yes. If you defeat Yu Yevon, it will end. Tell me, what do you know about Yu Yevon?
He's what makes Sin come back.
Sin is his armor. It protects him.
Yu Yevon was once a summoner, long ago. He was peerless. Yet now he lives for one purpose, only to summon. He is neither good nor evil. He is awake, yet he dreams. But maybe not forever.
Yeah, that's right. Because we're ending it.
Yes. Even if you defeat Sin with the final summoning, Yu Yevon will live. Yu Yevon will join with the final Aeon. He will transform it into a new Sin.
Yu Yevon merges with the Aeon.
Then, protected by this new Sin he has created, Yu Yevon continues the summoning.
For eternity. Huh?
But you know there is no such thing as eternity if you end it, is there?
Uh-huh.
Yu Yevon lives inside Sin. Yuna, listen. When you fight Yu Yevon, we will help you. Promise me you'll summon us. I'm afraid your swords and magic won't be enough. Please call us. Promise?
Yes.
But you know, when it is all over, we will wake and our dream will end. Our dream will vanish.
Yeah. You've been dreaming a long time, haven't you?
I'm sorry.
I'm grateful.
About what?
Oh, nothing. Hey, don't make that face. Come on, we're gonna beat Sin. Let's see some cheer, okay?
You're hiding something.
I'm not.
Really? You're a bad liar, you know?
I'm afraid the Grand Maester is nowhere to be found.
It's okay, we were just leaving.
Oh, I see.
Hey! Maybe you could help us with the hymn.
Hey, good idea!
It's like, we need you to tell as many people as you can.
What should I tell them?
A ship in the sky will sing the hymn of the faith. When they hear it, we need everyone to sing along.
Everyone in Spira.
I'm not sure I understand.
You don't have to. Just tell everyone.
A ship in the sky will sing the hymn of the faith? So, when they hear it, everyone should sing along, correct?
If they do, we might be able to defeat Sin.
Truly?
Yes.
That's wonderful. You can count on me. I shall tell all of Spira.
I must admit, I was worried at the beginning, but you've done well.
So we're now back on the airship. We're going to just catch up with a few of the characters here.
Lady Yuna has become quite the summoner. A gentle nature, yet strong as steel. She reminds me of her parents.
Yuna's old man was a priest of Yevon, but he married an Al Bhed, huh?
Lord Braska wanted peace between his people and ours. He would occasionally visit the home of those days.
So that's how he met Sid's sister?
They ran off together into the night.
Sounds like love. Wow, Sid must have been furious.
Yes, he wouldn't talk to her after that. But when Yuna was born, they made up again. His sister took off for home at once. But then her ship.
Sin.
That incident turned Lord Braska down the summoner's path.
Everything leads back to Sin.
But you'll put an end to it.
With a vengeance.
I pray for your success.
So yeah, a lovely little bit of backstory there for Yuna and her family. Again, we're just going to look back. We just need to get the Mars crest for Auron, the Jupiter crest for Raka, and the Mercury crest, or sigil I should say, for Riku. So, but we're nearly there, you know? Just going to organize our bits and pieces for now. And I was in his inventory, and I literally just remembered the fact that we have a really, really cool guide to help us with Ultimate Armors.
All those teachings. What were they for?
But yeah,
We'll be bringing a new calm.
yeah, that's super cute. Like, we're literally gonna like save the world. But here we have Wok character development. Well done.
I guess I didn't know anything about the Al Bhed. Didn't know anything. Didn't want to listen to anything. I was a big jerk. So, I'm sorry, huh? Please forgive me.
Don't let it bother you. Hey, I'm guilty of hating those darn Yevonites myself. Well, there's a lot of folk in this world. Some of them good, some of them bad. That's all there is to it.
Sorry, I was just thinking. We're
So
still going
I didn't
forward,
talk to all those cutscenes, but like this is super interesting now that Yuna is worried that something's going to happen to Tidus after speaking to the Faith, you know? She knows that Tidus is lying about something and she's just very suspicious. But now we can actually go fight Sin. That is our little Sin tab there to continue the story. But we still have the complete freedom to go wherever the heck we like. And I need to get Auron's Sigil, and that basically requires us to get a certain number of either areas completely captured or enough of the same type of fiends completely captured to unlock enough species or areas creations. So the species creations are getting 5 of every like elemental, every, you know, flan, every hard-shelled enemy. And then obviously area creations getting 1 of every single fiend that can appear in a certain area. But obviously what we're trying to do is the very, very end game goal of just going to each area and getting 10 of everything. So we can move back this way to get Auron's Celestial Weapon, as well as certain enemies that don't appear in the Mushroom Rock Road part of the way into Operation Mayhem. There's certain fiends that only appear in this particular area. And we're going to just stick to this wall because you don't want to go too far forward or an end game boss that's super powerful will appear. So you just see this little alcove into the like north side of the map here. We're going to just tuck in here, and once we're kind of safely in this little nudge, we're going to basically turn on our frequent encounters and just clean up some extra enemies. Some of them are from the Mayhem High Road and some of them aren't. So we just need to pop by and just get some of these particular enemies. So the dual horn can be captured in the Mayhem High Road, so it's not that much of a big deal. Again, there's some overlap, kind of how like Mount Gagazet had all the encounters and then Zanarkand was just copies of the other encounters there. Now I cut out maybe 20 minutes just running in this area, capturing loads. But once you go up this area, you'll see even though I have the high encounters, there's actually no encounters to happen in this area. Now, we'll have to harken back to Yojimbo's cave here. We picked up a rusty sword way back then outside of Yojimbo's cave. And when we put that rusty sword into here, we unlock a sigil. We need to use the Celestial Mirror, kind of like with Tidus's that broke open out of the wall in the Comlands. And from here, we get the Masamune, Auron's Celestial Weapon. And what we then need to do is get, as I was saying, 10 of every fiend. 10 either from a combination of area locations or species conquest creations. And so we've kind of been trying to do this area in Mushroom Rock Road and the Jose High Road. We're going to go to Mayhem High Road and start capturing there. But we've already done Besaid as well, so you could also go to Killica. Like, it all depends on what you're happy to do. But we're going to hop back on the airship and fly over to the Comlands and check and see what or how many ones we need to get his Saturn Sigil. But getting back to like the different sigils and what they mean. So I think I last stopped off on Waka, whose sigils, crest, and Blitzball are all like around Luca and Blitzball. Makes sense. He's like a Blitzball fanatic. For Tidus, you know, the chocobo racing, the kind of doing the impossible, that's kind of how I interpret it. Like winning a race in 0 seconds seems impossible, but like he managed to do it. And obviously his crest being in Zanarkand and his sword being like in the Comlands, kind of like the Comlands is where like ultimately he's there to fight Sin and that's his ultimate goal. But you have to pause again, because here's once we had to talk to him at the Mount Gagazet, but now that we can do that, we've unlocked him, and he basically sells 4 free slot weapons and 4 free slot armors. And we're going to want, just for the sake of certain underwater bosses at the end of the game, we're going to want Tidus, Waka, and Riku to have quote-unquote ultimate armors. Now, there's many debate as to what armors are the best armors, but in general, it's to have the ability Auto Phoenix, which lets you automatically revive someone. If someone gets KO'd and another character's still alive, they use the Phoenix down automatically, not taking up a turn. There's auto haste, which means once your character is equipped with this shield, they will be hasted. So you need to cast haste, it can't be dispelled. And then there's auto protect. Once again, while the character is equipped with this shield, the effect of the protect spell is on. And then there's the ultimate ability really in the game, which is the ribbon ability, which is basically immunity to nearly all status effects. It's essentially what the Aeons have. So the only effect that can still impact them is Curse. But we're going to just basically give auto phoenixes. So it takes 20. So we can equip 2 shields with auto phoenix, but we're going to just give Riku her ultimate armor first. So auto phoenix and auto haste costs 80 chocobo wings, but with a particular skill we're going to get later on, bribe, it's going to be really easy. Well, not really easy, but like with enough money we can kind of get these items not too difficultly. I might like make a separate video specifically on kind of grinding up those items and how to get them, but my hope is that by the end of the game we're going to have every character with all of these different abilities. But yeah, so with Tidus, his crest was in Zanarkand and his sigil was like with the chocobo racing and stuff, but again I kind of interpret that as he's trying to do the impossible, win a race in 0 seconds, and the fact that he gets his weapon there, which is like the typical space where people fight Sin in the Comlands. That's how I kind of stretch to make it make sense. Other characters make way more sense. Like Auron, he was basically a crusader before he joined Braska's pilgrimage. Mihen was like the owner of the Crusaders. His crest was in the Mihen High Road, again to do with Mihen. And then we get his sigil from the arena, which obviously is another great area to do with the Crusaders. So right now I try and do the attack reels. I'm still not that great at it, but realistically if you get the 2 and you're a bit worried, just get the 2 and then just wait for it to time out and you'll automatically get the 6 2 hits, or the 3 2 hits in a row. But again, we are not at a stage where we can fight these particular enemies, so I just run away from that one. And then he says, oh, we're after getting all the creatures from Mushroom Rock Road. Here you go. So I've got another area conquest and another creature conquest. 2 more enemies unlocked. So we're going to do a quick bit of grinding to get some enemies from the Mihen High Road to get another area conquest done. Yuna, with her ultimate weapon being gotten from the chest in the arena as well. It's like, well, like the arena was there to train people to fight Sin. Yuna's going to go fight Sin. I can see how that kind of connection is there. And then obviously her 2 sigils, one being in Besaid Island, where she starts her pilgrimage, gets her first Aeon, makes sense. And then her sigil being in Remian Temple, where she gets her final Aeon, as in her final collection of Aeons. And, wins in summer battles. That makes sense for her. With Lulu, her crest being in the far plane and dodging lightning loads, it's like near death and then near death experiences, makes sense. And then obviously her chest being underground, or celestial being underground. I could see that being another thing to do with death, drowning, that kind of a thing. But yeah, an awful lot of the characters, all of their crests and areas where you find them can make sense in like a symbolic way. But here we have Auron powering up his Masamune sword. We didn't even have his weapons, so we've had his crest for ages with no weapon to power it up, so it gets powered halfway and then powered to max. Auron doesn't impact any of the Aeons, interestingly enough. No, sorry, I tell a complete lie. Auron does. Auron allows Yojimbo to break the damage limit with his attacks. So stupid. But what is also interesting, though, with obviously Yojimbo is that if you get him to use his overdrive, it doesn't matter what damage he does normally, because he will just insta-kill anything. But we're not going to really use that motto. We're not going to abuse his overdrive. But that's another Celestial weapon fully done with Auron. And then here we have Riku. We got her weapon. And now we're going to power it up with her crest. But Riku doesn't impact any of the Aeons or anything. So that's that for this episode anyway. We're going to keep on keeping on and ticking off these end game goals. Thanks, guys.